You don't need me to tell you the clock tower can be frustrating. However, once you've mastered a few key jumps and routes, you'll find you won't have much trouble at all. First time is most definitely the hardest and may require a lot of attempts. So, instead of just running through this, I'm going to be periodically stopping and explaining the jumps I'm making, what I've learned, and what you should watch out for. This first part is not too difficult, you'll have plenty of chances to master it. Notice I've turned off my UI by pressing Ctrl+Shift+H, it can help a little bit. I'm just going to sit here and wait for this spinning platform to appear. You can actually jump before the animation's done. I'm going to stop here and look at where we need to jump next. Right where the Charr is, there's that piece of rubble, and then there's a ridge. You're going to jump on that rubble, up onto that ridge, and then we're going to jump onto the cube. We'll stop again at the cube. This is the cube I was talking about. Sometimes you can skip this cube, but I found once I started actually aiming for this cube before jumping to the next section, it made things here a lot easier and a lot more consistent, so I recommend always jumping to this cube before going to the next platform. So this is the route I take in this section. Just make sure you run to the end of everything. Run up that a little bit before jumping across, and then you'll be able to get all the way up onto the cog. Just keep running to the end of things before jumping off to the next thing. This part's a little tricky, so I'm going to pause here as well. Notice how I run to the end of this section. If you jump too early, you're not going to make it. Also, if you take a little bit too long, the green fog will start covering up this next cube that we're going to jump onto. That's okay, sometimes you can still make it, so give it a shot. Remember that you can strafe while you're in the air. That also can really help you make this. When you land on that cube, for me, I take about one step before jumping off. Don't jump off immediately or you probably won't make the next jump. Notice this cog we're about to jump onto. It has a pole going through the middle of it. Be careful about that and try to run around it, because if you run into the pole, you're going to jump over it and then you're going to jump off at the wrong time. So just watch how I run around this pole when I get to it. Take special note of the fact that this cog is sideways, so you want to jump actually on the spokes. If you run to the end of this beam, you should be able to just keep running, but be aware that you can get stuck on the spokes. Jump, don't overreact, and you should be able to make it. Now just make sure you jump to the far side of these stairs. This is a really tricky part, so we're going to pause here to talk about what we're going to do before we do it. Now usually I tell you to run to the end of things before jumping off, but that's not necessary in this case. I'm going to jump from pretty much where I'm standing right now. This is because if you run to the end of this, you're going to have to do a lot of fiddling with your camera, and you're probably going to get the angle wrong. When you jump off that cube, you pretty much need to jump straight off. It's not too much of an angle. I'm going to slow this down so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Just make sure you look at the angle I jump off this cube. So be careful here. Do not jump onto the stairs because you won't make it. Instead, jump onto this rubble. We're going to jump onto like the second step of this rubble, then we're going to jump onto the top part of the rubble, and then we're going to jump onto the stairs. Just going to run up this pole. You're going to drop down to where this chest is. Don't try to open it. The green fog may be here. Keep going. You can still make it away from it. Pretty much here, you're set. Just make sure you don't accidentally jump down to those stairs down there. Just keep jumping along the debris. At this point, you want to make sure you jump onto the edge there. Jump up to the far side of the stairs, and we're going to wait. Waiting for the second time this clock face comes around, you're going to want to jump off at an angle over to the right. Here it is, jump! There we go, we've made it. The first time you come in here, you'll get the Mad King slippers. Additional times, you'll end up getting candy corn like I got right there. I'll show you a quick preview of all the different types of armor for the Mad King slippers. So they all have the same stats, of course. 24 power, 24 condition, damage, 3% magic find with a superior rune with the Mad King, which gives 25 power with just one of them. There's my underwear. Enjoy that. That's what it looks like with light armor. This is what it looks like with medium armor. You can see it's pretty much, it is exactly the same stats. Superior rune of the Mad King is quite expensive right now, going at about a gold on the trading post. These are all soulbound on acquire, so every character you want it with, you'll have to get them. Also note, I got 2 tonics, a skeleton one and a ghost one. Here's the heavy armor. And that's it. If you have a lot of trouble trying to see your character, you might want to just try it with a Norn. That can help you figure it out and get it down. You can try it with another character if you don't play Norn as main. Thanks for watching.